Welcome to Those Flipping Guys. If you're here for the first time, you might have a question. What are these sessions all about? Real estate. Being taught by those flipping guys, two experts that are in the business and successful at it. You will have an opportunity to not only engage, but get involved and talk to them. Even if you have questions, hold the questions to the end and then bring them out and you'll get your questions asked. This is why we love doing these webinars, because it's interactive. We get to meet you, you get to meet us, everything comes together. The first step is total immersion. It's a lot easier when you go to a seminar or workshop in the live setting. However, now that you're in the webinar, there's a bit of a disconnect. If you want to feel the change and experience the growth, you must get involved. Turn off your phone notification and find a place where you can be alone for the next 30 to 45 minutes. And remember to always take notes, because 80% retention comes from an action. The more you put into learning, the more you will get out. Time to interact and ask questions. Members get priority, however, we encourage for everyone to get involved. We prefer people that want to go live, so if you have a question and you want to go live, all you have to do is put the word live in your Q&A box below, and we'll set you up on the queue. If you're not comfortable going on screen, you can go on audio only and ask the question. This is an interactive webinar where we'll have Q&As, networking opportunities. Just make sure to get involved. And for those of you that have noticed the record button up above, it's not that we're recording you, we're recording the session for those that want to come back, especially the members, to see pre-recorded sessions. If you're going to be in a place where you can watch your smartphone or your computer, you can always call in and listen to the session. Without further ado, let me introduce to you two good friends, business partners, and real estate experts, Gene and Angelo, those flipping guys.
Somebody makes $25,000. Is that a bad deal?
This is Gene.
I'm glad we put it for the higher price.
This is Angelo. They have been flipping homes since 2001 and have flipped over 3,000 properties. They buy houses for cash.
All done, baby.
No scripts here, no setup scenes, just real guys making real deals.
We're nice guys.
No matter what your ultimate lifestyle looks like, you have to find a way to fund
Who
it.
wants to make some moolah?
So if you're ready to earn money, balance your life, and live your dreams, meet those flipping guys.
All right, so today's topic is how to get financing to your deals. So what are the best sources for financing, guys?
Okay, so basically when we're talking about real estate investing in general, I mean, there's a million ways to get money. We all know about going to the bank or credit union or what have you, but there's a million ways, because that kind of stops a lot of people from getting started. I remember when I was first thinking about doing this business way back in college, I was like, yeah, sounds like a great business, but I got no money and I have no family members that are going to give me any, what can we do? So, some of the best sources are, there's people out there, they have money, but they're looking for somebody that's young and hungry and willing to do the business and do all the sweat equity, and you can find a partner. Okay. There's plenty of people that can do it, that can help you out. Friends, some people want to do it. They have other good jobs and maybe they have the money to help you out to buy the property. Family members, if you're fortunate enough to have a family member or two that can help you kick in and give you the funds to get started. Man, credit is finally becoming very, very prevalent. So you can get a credit line. You go to your bank, you can get a credit line. There's plenty of credit cards if you're a business. If you have good credit, there's some great opportunities out there for you guys.
I hear you finally.
What's that?
I hear you finally.
Oh, there's a ton of great ways to get financing, credit lines, and one of our favorite ways of doing it is what's called hard money. And what hard money is, or private financing, is there's private investors out in the business, and what they'll do is they'll lend you money at a high interest rate for short term. No, they're not loan sharks. They'll put a mortgage on the property, and that'll help you get the property into financeable condition. It'll give you time to renovate it, and then you can either turn around and sell it and get these lenders paid off, or you can refinance it and keep the property for a long-term wealth. And of course, if you're just sitting on a bunch of cash, you're independently wealthy. That's another way to get money for these properties.
So question. What is the difference between a hard money lender and a private lender?
Okay, nothing. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing. There's a hard money lender. It's really a private lender, but we call it hard money because it's usually expensive. 3, 4, 5 points, 12 to 15% interest, sometimes more, some points, some other junk fees, some prepayment penalties. It's just hard financing.
Do you guys use both of them, or do you, depending?
No. I mean, we have like I said, it's kind of, they're synonymous. They're like one and the same. And we use private financing or hard money financing for almost every deal that we do. Once in a while, if it's a little bit more of an expensive deal or we're a little short on cash, we'll bring in a partner, an equity partner on the private financing. Same thing.
Where do you find a hard money lender? Where do you go for this?
There's a bunch of ways to find hard money lenders. There's this really cool tool. I think it's going to really catch on. It just came out a little short time ago, but it's something called Google in the internet. And if you just Google private lenders in your area, in your state, you should be able to find plenty of them. Another way to find hard money lenders is actually going to investor club meetings, which if you don't know if there's an investor club meeting in your area, then obviously Google that and you'll be able to find it. But there's plenty of investor club meetings. There's a lot of Facebook forums that offer private lender information. So whatever you can do on Facebook or any other type of forum, you can find lenders that way. LoopNet. There's lenders. Sometimes you can even find lenders right on Craigslist. There's just a whole host of different ways. Just put in private equity, hard money, hard equity, just investor financing, investor loans, and there'll be a whole slew of information.
And when you find these,
And friends and family, of course.
oh really?
And
Family also?
of course, yeah. You always want to make sure that you let everyone know what you're doing. You never know who does what, and you never know who's sitting on a couple $100,000 and they want to earn good interest in it.
Yeah, that's a great point, Angelo. Yeah, I mean, you could turn your a family member, because they don't want to just give you money without having any kind of documentation. But if you can pay them back and do proper documentation, you turn your aunt or uncle into a hard money lender. That's a great idea, Angelo.
And that's what you guys do. You coach these other real estate agents or experts that want to do real estate. And you guys coach them on the process, the paperwork, what to give, right? More or less.
Yeah, if we don't know it, we know who does know it, and that's really important.
Another question is, how do you know what's a good money lender versus a bad one? Like, what do you look for in the money lender?
Well, the first one is they just have to be willing. If you have a lot of options, they need to be willing to finance you. That depending upon your credit, you want somebody that's going to do it asset-based, based upon the equity in the property. The next thing you want is, depending upon how much cash you're working with, you want somebody that's going to give you a high loan-to-value. Or if you can put down money, it doesn't matter. Then you can be a little bit more picky, and you go with somebody that's going to have cheaper points and cheaper interest. But no matter who you use, you want to find somebody that's going to be able to give you an answer quick. Because if you're trying to buy a very good deal, that property isn't going to last very long, and you need to give that seller an answer almost immediately. And so you need to have your ducks in a row and have your financing and your money in place.
Yeah, and this isn't regular bank financing. This is like higher interest rate, higher points. So, a lot of these guys, they waive, we're in South Florida, so they waive windstorm insurance because that's a big expense. So they waive that short term. They waive getting a survey. They waive all these expenses that you normally won't have. And that's a sign of somebody who knows the business and is a good lender.
How much does it cost to have one of these guys?
Yeah, I mean, on a basic property, a few $100,000 property, your basic private lender or hard money lender, they're going to charge you 2 to 3 points. At least in our market, they're going to charge you 2 to 3 points. They're going to charge you between 12 and 15% interest. You whack $1,000 or so in junk fees, some kind of inspection or lender doc prep fee or just something to that extent. They may want you to escrow taxes and insurance up front. Some don't necessarily make you do the taxes up front. They may want you to escrow a payment or two. And some may even give you a prepayment penalty because these are usually private folks or somebody sitting on some money. And once they put their money out, they don't want their money to get paid back so fast, which our goal is to get these loans paid back as fast as possible by selling the property.
knowing you guys, because you guys build relationship pretty much with everyone that you guys work with, including ourselves. Do you guys build relationship with these people so that way you can go back to them, or just as a one-time thing?
Angelo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I want Angelo to answer this because he's the best at building relationships, and he has a really special trick that makes all the hard money lenders love him and love us.
Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta pay them. That's like what you gotta do. So anytime, not that we've used a lot of new hard money lenders lately because we have a great relationship with a few of them. Back when the market crashed and I didn't really feel like we were necessarily loan worthy and people were taking advantage, taking the time to loan us money, I would come to closing with 2 or 3 payments right up front. And, that goes a long way because that takes any of the angst out of the lenders, lending you money. And a relationship is, listen, they're doing a service for you. You got to do what you said you were going to do also. I try to go above and beyond that, but relationships are everything in hard money lending. I have hard money lenders that don't even go and look at my properties anymore. They just lend. I call them on a Wednesday and the money's there on a Friday. It's not even a.
Did you get cut off? Can you hear him?
You got cut off there.
Okay. Well, anyway, it looks like his internet froze. So he's kind of out in a little bit of podunk land where we just bought an investment / getaway property. But anyway,
yeah.
So
I'm better
Angelo,
now.
okay, we lost you there for a few minutes there.
Yeah, I got a phone call. in the middle of it. I had to decline the phone call. I'm very sorry. So
okay.
So what I was saying was you got to pay. You got to pay on time. And you got to treat this relationship like it's gold because, it is gold. They have the gold. Without their money, you're not doing real estate deals. And you got to respect that, man, 1,000%.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, these are folks. They're serious business people. They've amassed some capital, and all they really want to do is they're not. If they wanted to be in the real estate business, they would buy and sell houses themselves, but they don't want to be. All they want to do is lend money and get paid their interest and get paid back on time. And it's that simple. And if you they don't want to have to chase you, they don't want to have to fight you. They don't even really want your late fees. They just want you to pay on time and give them no stress.
And the more you do that, the more they want to do business with you.
And the more you do that, the more they want to do business. And then if then they'll even start just limiting funds and holding funds back, so you only have to deal with you or a few people like you, and then you'll have more access to money. And they're even willing to, instead of lending 70% of what you're paying for the property or 80%, they'll start going up to 100% and maybe even financing in some of the repairs. But you have to prove yourself trustworthy over your first few deals. And listen, that old expression still matters. The person with the gold makes the rules, okay? And you got to make that person happy. And man, if you follow those rules, they'll make you happy.
But you guys are in a different position compared to the person that's actually starting. I find it being that a person that wants to start may be a little afraid to reach out to these people. Maybe they don't have a portfolio to show someone. So how did you guys go about that when you were first starting?
We put a lot of money down. You put cash down. You get a 70% loan, so you come in with 30% down. That's just the way you have to start. A lot of times that's one of our frustrations, Gene and I, is you hear so many of these gurus telling you you could do this business, no money out of pocket. Yeah, we've done a few deals, no money out of pocket, but that's not how this works. You need to be working with between $40,000 and $60,000 to really jump into the rehabbing business. And so that's how you start. You start with putting more money down. And as you prove yourself, as Gene said, sometimes they'll lend you 70%, 80%, and even as much as 100% once you've done a bunch of deals. But to get started, you need to have a little bit of a nest egg to get rolling in the rehab business.
And now you guys are you're in a pretty successful place. Do you guys think about when you're going to use them and when you're not going to use them?
Nope. We use them every time.
Awesome.
Every single deal we use them.
So how do you finance rentals?
Kind of the same way. Not until recently, until the actual lending rules have become a little more investor friendly, if you will. We haven't. We're actually able to refinance our properties with a bank for the first time in a long time. So we were buying properties hard money and hold them as rentals. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. And that's when you know a rental's really good, when you could pay 15% interest and it still cash flows. So that's that. But yeah, we use hard money for everything.
And can you buy an investment property over financing? I mean, investment property owner financing. Can you do that?
Well, let me go back. But as far as the bank financing, there's a lot more chances. And listen, the more credit worthy you are, the more steady of a job that you have, the easier it is to get financing. They definitely like you more if you're a computer engineer, making $200,000 a year. You got money in the bank, and this is an investment property, or they'll do a few investment properties. Than if you are just a real estate investor, but there are a lot more opportunities out there than there was for a long time regarding bank financing. So it's abundant. But what you don't ever want to do is miss out on the deal because you didn't have your financing in place. So you definitely want to have your relationships with hard money lenders. And many times it's even valuable to buy it with hard money and then refinance in 6 months after you stabilize this rental property, renovate it, stabilize it, you're showing an income track, and then get a much better interest rate. The interest rates are still very low and definitely very worthwhile if you're credit worthy and have the job and the income and the tax returns and everything necessary. If you don't, there's other ways to get it done, but it's definitely a little bit more challenging. I'm sorry, Bert, what was the next question you had after that?
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that you came back with more information. But the next question I had for you was, can you ever buy an investment property owner financing?
Yeah, I'm working on doing that right now here in Lake Placid, Florida. So, yeah, I mean, you can. You always should ask. I mean, it's silly not to ask. I'm working on a deal right now. I'll give you, for instance, it's a property. The guy wanted to sell it for $280,000. Talked to him about price, and he basically told me his rock bottom price was $240. So I kind of said, all right, let me go look at it. So I went and looked at it, and I said, $240 is kind of the top of what I could pay for it, but what are you willing to hold financing? When I was talking to the guy, I could tell based on where he told me he lived and some of the other properties I could tell talking to him, he had a couple bucks in his pocket. So I asked him, would he be willing to hold financing, or does he need to cash out right now? Because I would love to be able to renovate this property and go right into having regular financing rather than closing hard money and getting the points and all that. And so he said yes. So yeah, absolutely there is. And he's going to, we're going to put something in writing, and hopefully it'll work out. It's not 100%. But yes, you can buy investment properties to owner financing. Not very common. We haven't done a ton of them, but one of our better rentals is we bought with owner financing. So yes, the answer is definitely yes.
And depending on the contract, right? Because at any given time, they can renege once you do the work that you guys do and bring those homes right back to where they should have been.
No.
Yeah, no, that's more like if they were to lease it to you. But if you do get owner financing, you have title in your name. They have a bona fide mortgage that you've guaranteed with a note with terms and payoff period and so forth. Whether it's a balloon mortgage that maybe it'll expire after a few years and you have to give them a lump sum payment, or it's fully amortized for 10 or 15 or 20 years, it's written in there. They cannot renege on that loan. And the reality is, it's something worth trying. If you've got somebody that has a paid off property and you're an investor, new or old experienced investor, you should always ask whether you can get the property with owner financing, because it's cheaper than a hard money lender for sure. And it's also potentially a benefit to the seller, because it's hard to get any kind of return on investment right now. You can't put it in the bank. There's just not a lot. You're making not even 1%. So if you can offer somebody 5 or 6 or 7% interest, they might be happy financing you on that property because they're doing better financing you, and they have a real nice asset. God forbid you don't pay them, they just come back and take the property that they already liked, maybe to begin with. So it works out really, really well.
Yeah, I ask you these questions. They're kind of elementary, but a lot of times those are questions that even though you may be an expert, they may not be an expert at this part of the real estate game. So I ask those questions just, that's why I'm the novice guy. That's why I come to you guys and ask.
Oh, they're great. They're great questions. But Bert, back to what you were saying before, man. That's why having the right team is important, because listen, we've done this before. We have the right team in place. We know who could write the mortgage up for us. We know how to do the paperwork. And like you said, if you do the paperwork wrong, yeah, man, you put yourself in a bad position renovating someone else's house. You couldn't be in a worse position. You're out 25, 30 G's, and all of a sudden somebody else says, thanks, we own the property now. No one wants to be in that position.
Well, I'm going to say, because South Florida is one of the hardest markets. So, you can stumble across some deals that you should have done different. But see, that's another good thing to talk about is, you guys coach, you guys have a membership program. And for those of you that are not in the membership program or are not being coached by these guys, please feel free to contact us direct. Let us know, what you think about the webinar and all these webinars. There's a bunch of them. As a member, you can go back and look at the pre-recorded sessions. And there's a lot of information. And a lot of the stuff that you're seeing is not canned. It's like it comes out of the heart. That's why when I come up with these questions, they're giving me the answer, not knowing what my next question is going to be. So this is important. I'm going to ask one more question. Before I ask that question, if there's anyone here that wants to ask a question that we may overlooked or something that you want to know, please raise your hand or go to the Q&A button below and ask that you want to ask a question. And then as soon as we're done with the session, we'll go ahead and bring you back so you can ask your question. And this is how we want these webinars to go. We want it to be interactive and want you guys to become a part of it. So the more we work together, the more we learn from each other, the more you're able to become a real expert real estate person. So the next question I have is, how do you build your cash?
Oh, the beautiful thing about money, there's you can't. The way you build your cash is you just keep doing good deals. You just have to do a good deal after the next good deal after the next good deal, and put some away and keep putting it away and keep putting it away and build a track record. I don't know of any other way to build cash. Just
work hard.
Step. What's that?
Just work hard.
Yeah, work hard and one good decision after the next good decision, and hopefully you make more good decisions than bad decisions.
Yeah, at the end of the day, often in our business, people treat this as a reward business, and Gene and I will never get that. They buy a deal, they sell a deal, and they give themselves 2 weeks off, and they go somewhere, and Gene and I put our heads down and we work, man. Don't get us wrong, we have our fun. But we don't celebrate and high five between deals and think we've conquered the world. We know in this business when we sell something, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because hey, we make some money. It's a bad thing because we're out of business. We need to go get that next deal. So you have to have that mentality or you'll never save money. So.
Well, that's great. Thank you guys for the session. It was great. We have no one really asking questions. So before we close, I would like each one of you to leave a message, whatever message you want to get out there today regarding how to get financing for your dream home or whatever it is that you guys are doing.
Yeah, I'll just say, listen, get involved. If you're in more of a major market, get involved with your local real estate investor club. Get to meet the players. Start building relationships that way. You can find wholesalers in that market, people that can help you out. And if you want to really start looking you really want to build this business, give us a call. Maybe we can help mentor you and really get your business up to the next level.
Well, Gene, also tell them, you guys have one. If they're located in Florida, South Florida, where is it that it can go once a month?
That's a great idea. Yeah, once a month. If you're in South Florida, and I'd recommend Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, even if you're in Naples, I'd recommend you come to our West and Rain meeting. It's the last Wednesday of every month. It's right here in Weston, Florida. It lasts about an hour. There's usually about 60 to 70 people there. It's a lunch meeting, and it's all business, man. You come, everybody gets a chance to talk. There's no cost. We just ask that you buy lunch and support our venue, and you'll be surprised the amazing amount of professionals in the industry that are there. Contractors, wholesalers, insurance people, title companies, brokers, REO agents, other wholesalers, you name it, hard money lenders, regular finance people, you name it. They are all there, ready to help, and with one intention, to do deals and make money.
And this group,
And there's like 9 hard money lenders that come every meeting. So there you go. I mean, they're everywhere. There's hard money lenders all over the place in our meeting.
and
Absolutely.
This event has not something that you just started. It's been around for a few years now, right?
Yeah, I forget if it's 4 or 5 years now that we've been doing it. It's been quite a while.
Right. So you're gonna have.
You look the same, Gene. You haven't aged a bit since when we started it to now.
Yeah, I wish.
The reason I mentioned that is because, since it's not a new kind of event, you have people that are established that are going back because obviously it works. Creating a networking event the last 4 or 5 years, you're doing it right. So for those of you that are local or within those counties that he mentioned, I really recommend that you guys go and show up. Gene, thank you. By the way, Angelo, anything you want to leave behind?
I mean, that's a loaded question with me. Yes, actually, I'd love to talk about your shirt, Bert. I haven't seen you not in black in a long time. You look nice. It brings out the color.
Thank you.
No, but seriously, listen. When it comes to real estate investing, everybody wants to do it. So, if you're in it and you want to get started, make sure you talk to your network of people, your friends, your family, and you'll be surprised. Somebody in your network has done or wants to do this business, and maybe that's your lender. Don't miss that point.
Well, Nelson Pabon just said that, thanks guys. I've done deals out of their networking event. So
yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's saying that that the event actually works and has worked out for him. So that's cool. Well, all right, guys. See you in 2 weeks. Really happy that we did this session, and looking forward to it. Everyone that's in here right now, if you have any questions or any ideas, we're always open to ideas. Maybe a topic that you want to hear these guys talk about, please don't hold back. Send us a text or an email, or you can find us really simple at thoseflippingguys.com, and let us know what else you want to see, what type of systems we want to create for you. And if you're not a member, the time to become a member is now. You're going to get access to books. We have books, we have audiobooks, we have a lot of systems, but you need to become members.
It's cheap.
Yeah, it's affordable. It's not cheap, it's affordable. So looking forward to you guys. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Keep doing what you guys are doing. And, keep making it happen.
Hey guys, I just want to say, hey, happy holidays. This is a big time Holy Week for a lot of folks, and you guys enjoy, and there'll be plenty of time to talk about a little business around the dining room table in most people's households. So enjoy, okay?
I just want to come in here and thank you for being a part of this session, getting involved and participating. We love serving you. However, if you're not a member, I recommend that you sign up now. If you really want to learn, you really want to be part of a great coaching team, and you want to take your real estate game to the next level, you definitely have to become a member. One more thing, I want to make sure you log on to our website so you can watch our online reality show. Don't miss it. A lot of information, a lot of content, and it's really good stuff. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Register online today and join us for all new interviews and topics. Only on thoseflippingguys.com.